stream. Happy Saturday. Happy Valentine's Day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's make sure that you can hear me. You can hear me. You definitely can hear me. We are live, we are in color, and I want to encourage you guys to grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, let's chit chat. I figured that today would be, since we are, celebrating Valentine's Day, that maybe we could discuss some relationships. I don't know. I feel like a lot of you people out there are struggling to find your significant other, and, you know, maybe you've found yourself in relationships but can't maintain them. So I'm willing to give out some free relationship advice tonight. Um, so please let me know. Let me know what's going on. Ask me questions. Um, as always, we are going to start off the live stream with a reading from the Daily Stoic. We'll start off there. And then we'll talk about some relationships for a little bit. And then we'll talk random stuff at that point. Hey, Awesome Sauce, how are you? I'm doing well. I'm doing very well, actually. Extremely well. How are you? What's going on with you, Awesome Sauce? Like the stream while you're here. Let's get right into the reading. Let's start off with the reading. Um, Today is February 14th. So let's see what is going on. Oh, it's a short one. It's a very short one. Hey, Leah Bopia. Hey, girl. This is going to be very short and sweet. That's all we have. Not much to read. February 14th is titled Think Before You Act. Think before you act. And I quote, for to be wise is only one thing, to fix our attention to, oh my God, I can't read. To fix, I'm going to start over. Stop. Okay, I quote, for to be wise is only one thing, to fix our attention on our intelligence, which guides all things everywhere. Heraclitus, quoted in Diogenes Laertius, Lives of the Eminent Philosopher 9.1. The authors go on to commentate. Why did I do that? You've probably asked yourself. We all have. How could I have been so stupid? What was I thinking? You weren't. That's the problem. Within that head of yours is all the reason and intelligence you need. It's making sure that it's deferred to and utilized that's the tough part. It's making sure that your mind is in charge, not your emotions, not your immediate physical sensations, and not your surging hormones. Fix your attention on your intelligence. Let it do its thing. Short and sweet, I think impactful. Think before you act. I want to touch upon the three things that they talk about here, as the most common alternatives to intelligence. Emotions, right? Acting purely based off of emotions can oftentimes lead to disaster. You definitely need to have some semblance of intelligence with every decision you make. Every decision you make should have a foundation of reason attached to it. Nothing's wrong with checking in with your emotions. Obviously, we're not robots, but leading with your emotions, not a good thing. Number two, your immediate physical sensations. We know what that's like, right? Getting those cravings. Cravings is really the immediate physical sensations. I think they're referencing cravings random impulses, that you get suddenly. Um, yeah, don't make decisions based off of those, right? And then lastly, not your surging hormones. Check your hormones. A lot of the girls don't have enough tea. I'm telling you, the estrogen is going. It's the estrogen is going crazy. It's diabolical, right? Check your surging hormones. By the way, what is up with all the trans girlies shooting bitches up? What is really going on with that? We need to have a discussion about that sometime because so not to get right into the paint here. I know we're talking about relationships and Valentine's Day, but it's just I don't know what is going on. Are they prescribing these girls too much estrogen? What is going on? It's a big problem. I know that the LGBTQ plus I 2S exclamation mark HDTV strong Wi-Fi password community. I know they don't want to acknowledge this, but there's a big issue with the biological men taking too much estrogen and then shooting people up. Canada just had. Oh my God! Don't even piss me off. Oh my God! Ugh! Don't piss me off because Canada. I've been reading the reporting from Canada on this latest mass shooting because, believe it or not, mass shootings happen all over the place. Now, they do disproportionately happen here in America because we love our guns, honey, and we have a lot of mental health issues down here. Um, but they happen everywhere else too. They do. Um, and you had this trans person killing people, right? And this is always heartbreaking information. When you see it, when you hear it, it's heartbreaking. These are families, these are children, these are students, these are sons and daughters being killed. And I'm not a parent, but I know I have enough empathy to understand how horrific these mass shootings are, right? Because I know a lot of people can only envision their daughter or their son being impacted by such a thing and having no control over it because you just think your kid's at school. And meanwhile, it's being fucking shot up by a fucking maniac. That's neither here nor there. The reason I brought it up is because as I'm reading this horrible story, all of these Canadian outlets are like bending over backwards to not misgender this killer. It's just because when I first read the article, there was no information. It was like the first article, and it was a female shooter, and I was already gagged about another mass shooting in Canada of all places, but I was gagged to another level because they identified the shooter as female, and I thought, oh my god, women are killing bitches now. Like, what is going on? Like, society is really crumbling if you've got females mass murdering people. Like, that's crazy and unusual. Spoiler alert, it wasn't a woman, it was a man. Spoiler alert, wasn't a female. And I just think it's so problematic, y'all. It's so problematic on so many levels. First of all, that this person was going through this transition, failing at it, obviously, based on the way he looked. This person was failing at their transition, probably on a cocktail of medications, on a cocktail of drugs, um, just never had a chance. And then they haul off and murder a dozen people, right? Innocent people, by the way. And this is all horrific. And the only thing we can think about right now, the only thing we can think about is, well, make sure we don't misgender the shooter. Make sure that we use the gender non binary term gun person. What? Make sure you use the non-gender specific term to describe this mass murderer, right? It's just like, out of all the times to have consideration for a person, you choose now to be empathetic and respectful of this psychopath, this fucking psychopath who murdered innocent people. Give me a break. Kiss my ass. Fuck off. Fuck off. It's just ridiculous to me. It's really, really ridiculous. Um, to call someone a gun person is just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And then, don't get me wrong, a lot of these news outlets have identified how problematic it is and how upsetting it is that people are seeing this whole non binary trans identification. And so they are intentionally rage baiting the public by putting using words like gun person or female identified. These news outlets know what they're doing. Remember, their goal is to get clicks. Their goal is to elicit emotion out of you as the viewer, not the viewer, the consumer, right? So they know what they're doing. But at the same time, I'm just so disappointed that we are sitting here trying to be respectful of he, she fucking pronouns for a monster that just murdered innocent people. Like, it's wild to me. It's very wild to me. I don't, can somebody explain it to me in the comment section? Why are we doing this? I don't know. So let's read some comments and get into tonight's stream. Hey Leopoldia, hey MOP, how are you? The American Gate Society. We're having an event in Hollywood next week. I would never be caught dead in Hollywood. Why would I be in Hollywood? I would not be caught dead in Hollywood. I'm sorry to say that. Sorry. No offense to my friends who live in LA and they prowl around Hollywood on their bellies. Certainly not I though. So no thank you. Thanks but no thanks, Cali Grown. Thank you, MOP, for the Valentine's Day super chat. I appreciate you so much, MOP. By the way, MOP, we chatted earlier today. I hope that work is going smooth. I hope that things are going well. I hope that there is no conflict. Hopefully, the advice I gave you panned out the way that it should have. Hopefully. Um. Hey DJ, how's it going? We are lurking on Discord. Thank you for posting Discord. Thank you so much. Um, Getting through the feet of snow here in Canada. Mention Canada. Summon DJ. I did mention. That's how I get you here. Mention Canada. Um, I think he shot something like 22 people and killed over 10. It's horrific, DJ. I'm so sorry for your nation. Us cunts down here in the South. It's a day-to-day situation down here. But I know for Canada, this is not the norm for you guys. So I know that you guys have not been desensitized by it. And so it hits different up there, I think. So I feel so bad for you. Are you going to address the CP allegations against your streams? I'm not aware of any CP allegations against my stream. Jessica Julia Johnson. Let's talk about it though. What are you talking about? If it was 1792 and I only had enough money for one, I buy you. Oh, that is, wait, that that is so. Oh my god, that is the sweetest thing anyone has ever said to me. Oh my god, like I would be the last slave that you bought. Oh my god, that is like you'd spend your last dime on me. Listen, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. You only had enough money for me. Thank you. I'm worth it. I am very worth it. No, it's okay. I can gargle. You're allowed. I have no idea what you're talking about, Jessica. MOP, I appreciate your advice at work. My one manager it was telling you about was quiet as a mouse and thanked me when I came in at 8 p.m. No apologies, though, Cho. Well, listen. First of all, I just want to. I don't. I mean, I assume we can talk about it. Duke, no, absolutely not. I see you out the corner of my eye. Stop. He be thinking that like just because I be yapping over here that I can't see him at the corner of my eye. I have peripheral vision. I see him right now. I'm looking at you, but I see him right over here. I see what he's doing right now. He doesn't understand peripheral vision because he really be like creeping, sneaking, like moving very slowly, like very, like he be tiptoeing, and it's like, bitch, I see you. But no, like I was saying, MOP, I feel as though the frustration that your manager had was not directed at you. Perhaps it was misdirected. Maybe you received it, even though she wasn't pointing the gun at you. Maybe the bullets ricocheted and hit you. But I don't think that was her intention. And so it's always super frustrating when someone calls off of work at the very last minute because as the manager it's then up to you to manage shit and to manage that situation. And so you were kind of like her lifeline, and she wants to get as much as she can out of you, wants you to come in as early as possible. But it is what it is. Not gargle. Yeah, I don't know what the gargling's about. I don't know what the gargling's about. Can I gargle? You're allowed. What does that mean? Um, hey Pittman, what's going on? How are you, Pittman? Yeah, I don't know. But I'm glad everything's fine now, MOP. Um, I saw this guy at the grocery store yesterday, and he called me fat. Me? I called you? I don't think I called you fat. I would never call somebody fat to their face. I'm not rude like that. I'm not a rude I'm not a rude person. I've never been a rude person, especially in public. In public, I'm as nice as a preacher's wife. I'm as nice as pie in public. I believe in law and order. I believe in things being smooth for everybody. I believe in efficiency. I don't believe in disruption. Why isn't my comment going through? I meant load. Oh, load. Oh, okay. Okay, Jessica. Well, thanks, girl. Thanks for being here. Do we have any relationship questions for me? Um, do we have any relationship questions? I'm here because happy Valentine's Day. This is the Valentine's Day stream. We are answering Valentine's Day questions based on relationships, and they can be friendships too. They can be friendships, but they can be romantic relationships as well. For those that don't know, I did host a podcast for a long time called the Love Collective Podcast. And it was a very, very, very fun time. I did it with my best friend Lisa, who at the time was a therapist. She had her own business. She's not doing she's still doing therapy, but she's doing it in the context of school of the education system now. So it's a bit different now. Um, but anyway, it's a topic I think I have decent knowledge about, not only from an educational background, self-taught that is, through other people like Lisa. She brought a lot of clinical studies to our podcast, and we were able to discuss them in detail. And so that was really helpful for me to learn some of that clinical background, but also just my wealth of experience with not only dating and building relationships, but also the relationships of my friends that they talk to me about. So I feel like I have a pretty diverse background on how to build successful relationships. Also, I've been in a relationship with a man for 10 years now. So, and as far as I know, we're going strong. So, you know, um, so ask away, ask your questions. My managers don't communicate with each other and to us, but I hit her with if I came in at 3 p.m., who's working my shift at 11 to 7 since we can't keep overtime. She was quiet. Well, you got her there, right? If you can't clock in at overtime because they don't want to pay the girls overtime, if they don't want to pay the girls overtime, then you can't work overtime. So it's like pick the 8 hours you want me to work. Which 8 hours do you want me to work? Because it won't be 8 hours in a minute. It's gonna be 8 hours, right? Pick the 8 hours, and you figure the rest out. And that is ultimately the one of the more frustrating aspects of managing is that you have to come up with the other time, right? You've got to make it work because you're the one managing. Um, so do we not have any questions about relationships? Oh, you know what? I can tell a little bit of an anecdote, a little bit of a personal story. Um, I'm not gonna go into all the details because it involves my partner, and it's mostly about my partner, but I'm involved as well. Um, oh, and just as I asked that, I get a question. I'll put that story on pause. We'll answer questions. Does dating apps actually work? Yes and no. First of all, I met my partner off a dating app called Grinder. I know you're gonna think that's disgusting, and it is disgusting. Um, I met my partner off of Grinder, and we've been together for 10 years since. So, yes, dating apps 100% can work for you. The difficult part with dating apps is that you have to have the perseverance. You have to have the ability to move on swiftly and quickly and professionally. You have to also have a good perception. You have to have good reasoning and good what's the word I want to use? You have to know how to. Duke is crazy. Come here, Duke. Come here. Come here. Come here. You have to know how to spot the red flags. So I think a lot of people have issues with dating apps because they they catch a fish on a dating app, right? And they spend all this energy and time on someone that's already given them multiple red flags over the last 3 weeks and they don't move on. And then they look back at the time that they wasted on this individual that they should have never spent all of that time on. And it's just demoralizing. So I think that people that use dating apps, they set themselves up to become demoralized from the dating game. When I was seeing people, when I was single, I was going on multiple dates with multiple guys, and I had the right perspective of, okay, if they're not meeting this requirement or my needs, then I'm going to move on. No hard feelings attached at all, you know? And I'm not going to be hung up. I'm not going to become jaded because something doesn't work out. I think that's, I'm kind of spitballing and brainstorming here, but that's kind of my general thoughts on dating apps. You got to have the right perspective. You got to be able to persevere. You got to be able to spot the red flags for you. And you've got to just have the right perspective, right? Um, Good question, but they do work. And I think we are seeing a resurgence of people saying, oh, well, I want to meet people the old fashioned way, which nothing's wrong with that. Nothing is wrong with meeting someone through a mutual friend, a coworker, through your church, things of that nature. Nothing's wrong with just going to a bar, sitting there, and letting some man pick you up. Nothing's wrong with that. However, you have to be realistic about the statistics, right? Dating apps provides what? Access. If you are fishing for a partner, you want to be fishing in the biggest lake possible, right? That's my rationality behind it. So I do think that there's room to do both. There's room to devote some attention and some energy and some efforts into dating apps, whereas there's also worthwhile to try to meet people through your personal networks. I think you should definitely do both. I don't think it's an either or situation when it comes to dating. Hopefully that answers your question. Um, I love working 50 to 60-hour work weeks, but hey, no overtime. Are you the pastor at my church? You look like Zim. I'm not a pastor at your church, honey. I have granted too. Of course you do, Coco. Halen, Halen, Halen Ness. What's going on, girl? Did my man spoil me today? No. My man does not spoil me. Listen, everyone thinks I have a sugar daddy. If I wanted to have a sugar daddy, I could get a sugar daddy. But I don't have a sugar daddy. My man don't have enough sugar to be a sugar daddy. Honestly, to be quite frank. But no, he bought us season tickets to a jazz orchestra. So we went to a concert today and it was phenomenal. Really, really fun time. I mean, really expensive tickets. I think the tickets were like $1,000, something like that, for the season. So, not horrible, not bad, but we always do that every year. Um, because we kind of are a part of the jazz community here in Columbus. So we know a lot of people that also go to different jazz shows. We go to jazz all over the city in Columbus. So we did that for Valentine's Day, and that was fun. But outside of that, I came home. I cooked this, eggs. I made us egg sandwiches for Valentine's Day. Like, I bought him a like a red velvet cheesecake from the grocery store. Little tiny little piece of something something. He loved it, but no, there was no spoiling going on today. I needed the advice, Joe. Thanks. Are you dating? Awesome sauce. Are you trying to date? Do you like reggae? Reggae? I don't think I dislike it, but I don't seek it out as a genre to listen to, but I don't dislike it. Whenever I hear it, I love it so much. Yeah, Cosmo does to hear this dating advice because she has some fuck luck with dating. She does. The Arc Band is popular in Columbus. I'm seeing them in March in Cleveland. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. That's really cool. I haven't heard of them. I will look them up later if I remember the name. I probably will forget to be honest with you, but I'll try to look them up. I'm trying to date, but it's a lot of scammers out there. What do you mean by that? You mean like romance scammers? Because romance scammers are definitely a major thing in 2026. I know this because um what is that? I know this because I have family that's almost become victim to romance scammers. It's really sad actually. Um but it just reminds you that there are people in other countries who they literally have no industry in their countries. So, I mean, these are third world countries we're talking about where they have to make a money doing something, and these are legitimate jobs in third world countries. shithole countries. Sorry, they're shithole countries. They're shithole countries. And if they're not shithole countries, why do we have to accept so many fucking refugees from these great, wonderful fucking countries? Make it make sense. Make it make sense, y'all. You can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. These can't be beautiful, wonderful, economically strong, beautiful, democratic, super progressive and liberal. Just love to vacate. They can't be all of that and also have fucking refugees that we just have to take in because we're just a humane society here in America. Like, no, they're shithole countries, and it's okay to call them shithole countries. You're not racist for calling a shithole a shithole. Okay? Okay. Sorry for that mini rant. I had to get that out there. But yeah, there are a lot of romance scammers, and it's really sad because these romance scammers are preying upon people who are the most emotionally vulnerable. And I feel so bad for these people because, we are in a loneliness epidemic. Ironically enough, in 2026, the height of social media, the height of technology, and we're the most lonely we've ever been. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that kind of psychotic, right? But it's true. It's definitely true. And so the romance scammers have seen an opening, right? They've seen an opening. They see blood. They smell blood. They see it. And they're hungry. They want to feed their greed. Thank you, Purple Flower, for the unfloating hearts. Try Canadians, awesome. I'm trying to date but size scammer. Reggae is so nice. I went to Jamaica. They kept playing it, relaxing. Just don't go outside the hotel in Jamaica. I have no interest in visiting Jamaica ever. Been there, done that. When I was a kid, I have no interest in Jamaica. Hey, return. Valentine's Day itself is a scam. What makes Valentine's Day a scam? So, awesome sauce. What have you tried doing so far in terms of dating? Because I want to zero in on this. I want to zero in on this. As someone that is successful at dating, I mean, I'm friends with literally all of my ex boyfriends. Literally, I write letters to my ex boyfriend in New York City probably once a month, and then I was really, well, can I say we were good friends? And then the previous boyfriend, he passed away, bless his heart, rest in peace. But we were madly in love with one another, and we kind of had to stop really communicating because we just would have ended up getting back together. So it's not like we disliked each other. We just knew that we weren't good for one another. But ironically enough, I'm still extremely close to his entire family, his sister, his cousin, um, yeah, all that stuff. Anyway, I'm not on good terms with one of my exes, and they aren't. I don't consider them an ex, to be honest, because we never had a formal relationship. It was, I guess, what the kids call these days a situationship, and he was straight. Girl, that's a story time. Um, but he ended up like stealing my speedo, never returning it, just like really weird shit. I don't know. He's a weirdo. You're a fucking weirdo. If you ever watch this, you're definitely a weirdo. Outside of him, it's fine. Um, but awesome. I'm interested in hearing about your dating experiences. You say you're trying to get into. You say what dating sites do you recommend the best that shows results? Honestly, I don't think it matters. I think you should get on as many of them as you can. Honestly, I feel like I have Duke hair in my mouth. Fuck. Having dogs is crazy because like, why do I feel like I have your fucking hair in my mouth? That's so unhygienic. Um, happy heart day to you too, Purple Flower. Because it was created by Hallmark and Stover's Candies to pump value into the market. Multiple former executives with Hallmark have talked about it. Well, that's no shock. I mean, that's no shock there. But that doesn't make it a scam, does it? Does that really make it a scam because it was created? I mean, all holidays are created by someone, right? And all holidays are marketed. And I mean, to be honest with you, I don't really put a lot of stock in. You guys know I don't really do holidays like that for the most part. So I am not really like affected by all the marketing ploys. Like you guys know I don't buy Christmas presents for my family. I don't do that shit. I don't buy Christmas presents for my man. Like I don't no. I buy presents throughout the whole entire fucking year. So I am never gonna feel compelled to buy presents because of a fucking holiday. No, that's fucking bullshit to me. Stop. 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 I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Like this past Monday, I bought my boyfriend a nice present, just randomly. You know what I mean? Just like because I just felt like treating him to something, right? And I feel like those are the types of presents that mean the most. When you can present someone a surprise that you know will make them happy, on a mundane day, not a it's like a just because present. Those outweigh whatever you ever have ever gotten on Christmas Day, right? Um, because it just seems a little bit more sentimental. So I buy people presents. I buy stuff for people throughout the entire year. I don't ever feel compelled to like buy people shit for Christmas, so I don't. I write letters for Christmas, so I usually write a bunch of letters, handwritten letters, for Christmas time. Um, and sometimes I don't even do that. So this year I didn't do Christmas. Well, I did do Christmas letters. I did a couple Christmas letters, but I did mostly New Year's letters. So I wrote letters kind of celebrating the new year to friends and family. But that was about it. Isn't Valentine's Day a marketing ploy? Like, where's the history behind it? Girl, I don't know. Cho, be right back. Phone do one day. Oh, here we go, DJ. The association between St. Valentine and romantic love actually began in the Middle Ages, centuries after his death, primarily through the writings of authors like Geoffrey Chaucer. St. Valentine was a real historical figure, or more likely, two or three different men, recognized as a 3rd century Christian martyr. It is also a horrific marketing ploy to equate love, money, and generosity. Yeah, heavy on that part. Heavy on that part. Heavy on that part. Heavy on that part for sure. For sure. It would be 3 men. 3S, honey. Oh my god. Like, I don't mean to be so transphobic tonight, but like, I saw another video today about these stupid fucking women. They were being asked by some random influencer, some Christian influencer, whatever, asking if they would be into trans men, right? And this is how, listen, this is how you dismantle liberal hive mind. It's really easy. It's really, really easy. Just ask them questions that should be simple to answer. And when they fumble, when they sound as though they have a bag of marbles in their mouth, trying to come up with an answer, that's how you know they're full of shit, and they have no congruency when it comes to their reason, their ability to reason, and their ability to acknowledge the facts of life. Um, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. So I was watching this video. This random video popped up on Instagram, and she's asking people like, "Would you date a trans man or a trans woman?" Right? Um, and the men that she asked this question to, the majority of them said, "No, I would not date a trans woman." Whereas almost all of the women said, "Yeah, I would consider it." But then there was a couple that were like, "No." There was like a good amount. I would say 30% of the women said, "No, I wouldn't date a trans man." And then the interviewer's like, "Oh, really? Well, why not? Why wouldn't you date a trans man? Aren't they aren't they men?" And women were like, "Oh, well, yeah, they're men. They're definitely men." Because women are, they're gonna say the thing that they believe scores them a higher percentage on the social currency scale, right? They want to be on the in crowd, right? So they know that right now the prevailing, it's not really prevailing, but based on the media, the prevailing narrative is that you have to say that all trans women are women, all trans men are men. That's what you have to say, right? Or else you're canceled or you're a bigot or something bullshit like that. So they're like, "Oh no, they're really men, but they're just not my type." So the interviewer is like, "Wait, so what's so different about trans men that they're not your type?" Yeah, simple questions, right? And it's like, then they don't know what to say. "Oh, well, is there something missing with a trans man? You got to go outside. Let's go outside. Is there something missing with a trans man? Wait, guys, we had to go. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And so basically, before we take a trip downstairs, because we're gonna take Duke outside, and then we're going to put him to bed, and then we're gonna go to the basement, and I'm gonna show you guys my new kettlebell because I'm super excited to show off my kettlebell. I just bought it today. It's the highlight of my day. Duke, we're gonna go soon. Just come here for a second. Come here. Come here. Come here. Sit down for a second. Thank you. Um, right? I know, Auntie. I know, Auntie. He's got to poop. He does. How many Muslim videos did you? Now you know my girl Leah. That bitch is a researcher, honey. She's educating me. I got probably 5 videos that I'm gonna be watching immediately after this stream ends. I'm gonna start my research into the Muslims. Um, so let's do this. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry that this is gonna be a hot mess. Okay, Duke. Come on. Let's. Duke, wait. Now, come on. He's got to use the bathroom. And so we are going to use the bathroom. Okay, we're going to go on a little stroll. Come on. Okay. Nope. Come on. This way. And drink some water. Nope, drink some water. Drink some water. You must really have to use the bathroom, don't you? Okay, we'll go outside first and use the bathroom. But you need to drink some water, Duke, okay? I mean it. Wait. I mean it. Wait, Duke. Wait. Ugh. Okay.
No. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Duke, you cannot pee on the sidewalk. Now get in the snow and use the bathroom. My God. Look at that. Look at that. My partner's gonna fucking kill me. No. My partner's gonna kill me when he sees the piss on the fucking sidewalk. Now come drink some water. Drink some water. But we're going to bed. Just so you know, we're going to bed. So come on. Look at Nina. Look at Nina. My baby. Wait. Look at my baby girl. Look at my baby girl, Nina. My baby. My baby. Yeah. She's my baby girl. Okay. Now come on. He's tired. I know you're tired. I know you're tired. Yeah, Free Duke is not working tonight. Okay, guys. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so let's go downstairs real quick into the basement. I think I read a comment, DJ. You're asking about whether I have a gimbal. I do have a gimbal by DJI. I have the Osmo Mobile 3. It's a really, really old model, but yeah. Yeah, I have the DJI Osmo Mobile 3. Look at this beautiful, beautiful. Wait. I cannot wait to use this. My first workout with it is going to be tomorrow, and it's 35 pounds, which I think is pretty heavy, but for a beginner like me, I think it's healthy considering I do use other weights. So there's that. So now that kind of like, it kind of like completes all the different tools I have for home workouts. I don't really use the dip bars as often, but every once in a while I'll get back on the dip bars. I do leg lifts over there, but most of what I'm doing a lot of body weight exercises and some simple 25-pound dumbbells. Really, really simple shit. But the ass is already really fat, but it's gonna be even fatter with 35-pound weighted squats. Like, get into it. Get into it. So, um, this does not work, by the way. Does not work at all. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited about that. Okay. Duke hears me. So we're gonna go upstairs. Duke, stop. He's doing too much. Okay. So we're going back upstairs now. Oh my God, all these stairs. Jesus. Little field trip. Little field trip. Okay. So let's read. Okay. Trying to go. Where's LBB? She went to bed. Do you own a gimbal? Yes, I do. DJI. Um, where is it? I'll show it to you because it is very, very cool. Well, where the fuck is it? Anyway, I do have a gimbal, but I don't use it much anymore because I'm not really vlogging as often as I used to. When I used to be a vlogger, I used my gimbal all the time, especially when I wanted it to follow me so I could have it follow me, and do different things. So if you watch a lot of my older vlogs, I'm using my DJI Osmo Mobile 3 gimbal, and I love it so much. It's nice. And it still works, by the way. It still works. Um, but it's a really really old one, very very old one. The Osmo 3. I'm sure by now they're on the Osmo 6 by now, at least Osmo 6. Who knows? Have not had. It's gathering dust somewhere in a bag and get used twice a year. Gimbals are really fun. And now the gimbals are like AI powered, so they're like really, really powerful. I mean, they were powerful back when they first came out, but they're even more insane now. I'm getting separation anxiety now. You got to come earlier, Coco. LBB's usually here early on. Put your post notifications on, honey. It's in the freezer, Coco. Flick through the vinyl. I want to see the records. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'll show you later on. Not we, but my partner is a big music guru. So there's lots of classics down there. I'm sure that you two could probably connect and bond over love of music. We can compare gimbals sometimes. Okay, so now that I will let me find it because it's here. It's definitely here somewhere. It might be it might be all the way up there because again, it's not a piece of tech that I use very often, and so I don't want it to be in my way. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to be in my way. So I kind of put it away. I really should sell it or something. I don't know. I don't know. I really need to downsize. I really need to downsize, honestly, truly. But we'll see. We'll play that beer. We'll see. Anyway, we have about 5 more minutes left before I go. I have to. It comes in handy. Oh, that's good point. Good point. Very good point because it has. You're on the move so much when you're in Florida, and it has the ability to have stable video, like the tripod that I'm on right now. Obviously does not have any semblance of stability whatsoever. The gimbal is going to provide that stability for your video for sure. So you're not like super duper wonky the entire fucking time. Have you ever used the DJI drone? I have not. I've never used a drone before, but my neighbors use them all the time. By the way, I don't know. I think it was in 2025, but I'm pretty sure that DJI had some drama with their drones in terms of I don't know I want to look it up now because it was really interesting and it was really tangential to American politics.
And they were going to like, boom, here it is. They almost got banned. DJI drones are not banned in the US, but new models cannot receive FCC authorization due to national security regulations. Existing DJI drones can still be sold and used, but future models may face restriction if they do not meet the new requirements. So yeah, this it was a big issue where they thought that DJI was going to be banned. The drones are going to be banned. Um, but they worked it out. They worked it out. So going forward, DJI will most likely not be able to import any new drones. Existing drones are not banned. Any DJI drone that has received FCC approval up to the unreleased Avata 360 and Lido X1 are not banned. This is because all of these drones have received FCC approval. But new DJI drones are banned. Any new DJI drone that hasn't received FCC approval is effectively banned. Um, why are new DJI drones banned? DJI wasn't singled out. Instead, the FCC has added any new foreign made drones and certain drone components to its national security covered list. This means that all new foreign made drones can't receive FCC equipment authorization and therefore can't be imported, marketed, or sold in the US unless they get a special exemption. And how would they get a special exemption? Telling you, y'all. Big government and big corporations, they thrive. The bigger the government, the bigger the corporations, right? The bigger the monopolies, right? You can get a special exemption for some money, right? Interesting, interesting, very interesting. Anyway, um I'm so pissed when they label something Chinese spyware. Just say you can't compete with them and want to have a domestic monopoly. That is kind of where things are going. Um, they are moving more towards of a protectionist idea, and I think it's the sentiment I can understand, but the implementation is not great, right? All of this money that they're using to prop up a bunch of bullshit can be used to incentivize Americans here. I think a lot of the issues with American innovation is, quite frankly, the restrictions, the regulations, the roadblocks, the difficulty, having to get licenses, having to do this, having to suck this guy's dick, having to jack off this guy. It's like nobody wants to jump through all those hoops, to make $2 because the rest of your shit's being taxed to death for satanic, cannibalistic elites, right? Your tax money's going towards them. It's like it's crazy. I like the DJ. It was the Mavic Air, I believe, the first gen. I think I've been flying drones since around 2018. Canada basically fly anything under 250 grams anywhere but an airport, but use common sense. If DJI had a factory in the states, would get approval mega quick. Well, that's the point. That's what they are saying is the incentive. Just make a plant in the USA, make the parts here. Ideally, that means you're employing Americans, but that's not the way it always shakes out. Sometimes people take their ball home and they play somewhere else, right? They just learn how to do business elsewhere, right? So it's a gamble. It's definitely a gamble to play markets that way, to try to force these companies to create jobs in America by banning them. Um, it's a gamble. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. Mavic was a massive leap in capability. Very cool drone. They are pretty cool. Hey Dave, what's going on, Dave? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Appreciate you being here. I wish I could stop being ugly. I haven't gotten a match on dating apps in over 2 years. Ryan, it's a choice. Being ugly is a choice. I don't really know what you look like, but I'm sure there are things that everyone can improve upon um, to improve their looks, right? Simple thing. And really, it really boils down to having healthy routines, right? Learning to be a bit more presentable. Losing a little bit of body fat goes a long way. It does. It goes a long, long, long way. It really, listen, don't shoot the messenger. But being pretty, like pretty privilege matters. It is the most important form of privilege outside of financial privilege in the world. People that are more attractive are treated better. Now, I'm not saying that this is the way the world should work. I'm telling you this is how it works. Um People that are more attractive, they make more money in sales, they make more money in business in general. They're treated better, they get better healthcare services. I mean, the list goes on and on. They have better leverage in the dating pool, you know. So I think that it's something that everyone should work towards a little bit. I'm not saying obsess over your looks, because being obsessed over your looks actually makes you ugly. I know that's kind of like weird, but there is a level of obsession that some people have about their looks that makes them an ugly person, right? And makes them unattractive. I know for a lot of girls don't want you to be ripped, because if you are ripped and you care so much about your looks, then you're signaling that you like to suck dick. And girls don't really want guys that like to suck dick. So don't become obsessed and like look at yourself in the mirror, 20 times a day. Like girls don't want that shit. But also being super fat is also, they also don't want that, right? They don't want that, but you don't have to be a supermodel. You don't have to be like a pretty boy, right? But just putting a little bit of effort into your looks will go a long way. Um, Confidence is a big part of that too. Having the confidence and having the aura is something that's important. Having the personality, having an attractive personality is big time, right? Um, I love my Mavic, still have it. What's up, man? Hey, David. Hey, Dave. I don't care what I look like. I rock who I am on the daily. But you just said you wish you could stop being ugly. So which is it? Which is it, Ryan? Which is it? Do you want to stop? I don't think you're ugly. I don't know what you look like, but I don't think you're ugly. You don't have an ugly personality. I know that for a fact. You seem like a very cool guy. Um. Oh, you're joking. Okay. Oh, you listen. I don't. You never know. Some people don't be. I don't listen. I don't know. Well, hope. As long as you're happy, then who the fuck cares? Then if you're secure and you're comfortable in life and you don't need a partner or anything like that, then you're cool. But I have a feeling that that you look pretty good. Like you know how to shave. Like you use nice shaving equipment. Do you know what I mean? So like I know that you're putting a modicum of attention into your looks. I know that. I know that much. That's why I have a kick and not a six pack. You don't need a six pack either, Patrick. I'm telling you, girls do not want you to have a six pack. They don't want you to look like a homo. They don't want a homo. They don't want someone who's like really into their looks, and they don't want a guy that takes longer than them to get ready. They don't want that. But they also don't want you to be morbidly obese. They don't want either of those. They just want an average guy who works out once a week, twice a week, like who looks healthy and normal. That's what the girls want. They want someone who's going to take care of them, who's going to protect them, who's going to add to their life and complete them, who's going to make them laugh, who's not going to put them down, who's going to support them. You know, I don't think women are asking for too much. Pardon me for changing the subject, but what music do you like, bro? Looking for some Rex. Let's go to my music playlist right now. First of all, Dave, if you really want, we're not going to turn this into a whole music stream, but if you really want some good recommendations, join my Discord channel. It is linked in the pinned comment above. If you're on mobile, if you're on PC, below if you're on mobile. Just screenshot that if you're on mobile, copy and paste it into your web browser, join the Discord channel. I have a music channel where we talk and share music recommendations all the time. I have lots of playlists that I'm willing to give to you, but I can't give them to you right now because I can't link on YouTube. So join the Discord channel and I'll send you all of my playlists. I have a lot of various genres that I'm into. I'm into house music, deep house music. I love house music. Ohm Records. Maybe you're too young to know what Ohm Records is, but it's a deep house label. So I love that type of music. I love jazz music. I love K-pop. I love some pop. I love some rap. I love electronic. I love some hard style music. Um, I love alternative. I mean, I I love a lot. So I definitely recommend that if you really want to dive deep into my music recommendations, that you join the Discord channel. That's gonna be a better conversation there than here. What's the title? You can't see the title, Coco? Aren't you here, girl? The title says giving free relationship advice for Valentine's Day. Spoiler alert, stop being ugly. Oh my god, thank you, Luke, my darling. Your benevolence knows no bounds. Thank you so much for that. That's really, really appreciated. Um, Thank you so much for your support. It means the world to me. Um, and happy Valentine's Day to you, darling. Shout out to Luke. Heart in the chat for Luke if you please. Um, Thank you. Financial and pretty privilege is a real thing. It's true and it works. And it's not my opinion, it's a fact. Those are the only two privileges that you need to worry about. First, financial, second, pretty. Hey, Cho, DJ just woke. Sorry I'm late. Hope all is well, everyone. Things are going well for me today. It's been a great day today. I was being honest about not getting a match on dating sites in over 2 years, though. Well, why do you think that is, Ryan? What's on your dating profile? What are you signaling to potential females? Like, what are you signaling that's not leading to a match? Because unfortunately, first impressions are everything when it comes to dating apps. And if people do not have a great first impression of your profile, then they're going to swipe left on you. And that's just and that's that. You know what I mean? So, first of all, you need to make sure that you have a very attractive profile picture, right? Make sure that it's one where you have really great lighting, you know. Don't be obnoxious. Don't like put a fucking dog in the profile pic. Don't have fucking alcohol or beer. Do you know what I mean? Like there are some things you can do um to make sure that you have a decent profile picture. Make sure that it's a picture where you don't have a lot of fucking acne on your face. Like there's simple things you can do. Make sure that you have a fucking haircut. Like just like simple things you can do to make sure that you are not setting yourself up for failure, right? Hey Cypher, thank you so much for the super chat. Breezeline is in your future. Yes, they are in my future. I cannot wait until Monday morning where we figure out what is going on. Hopefully, I'm going to receive a diagnosis on my issues, and we'll see what happens then. Um, can we be friends, Mackenzie? Sure. Positive thought for the week. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So my positive thought for the week, and I'm just making this up on the spot, but something I want to focus on this week is being soft on myself and being patient with myself. I get really impatient. Like I'm a very patient person, extremely patient. Okay, I'm very patient in general. Usually when it comes to other people, but when it comes to myself, I'm very impatient. And I've become very frustrated with myself on some aspects of my life, my personal life, and I have to just understand that things take time. Things take time, and that's okay, right? So that's my positive thought for the week. Things take time. Be okay with that. FBI still looking for Nancy Guthridge. I have no idea about the case. Honestly, nor do I care. I, 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 I hate to say that, but that's how I feel. I have no idea what this Nancy Guthridge situation is about, nor am I interested at all. Um, is it connected to Epstein? So, anyway, dating scene is so toxic, especially online. No one would see your personality, just the looks of you're competing with other people. I mean, I don't know if that's true though. I don't think I'm the best looking person ever, and I scored a great guy. You know, I think it really depends on your perspective. I think I think a lot of people say that, and then they fall into toxic cycle themselves, where they're really only looking at looks. Right. The fact is, looks matter. They definitely matter, especially when you're meeting someone online, because the looks are the one thing you can kind of depend on. It's the first thing that you can really feel. There's no physicality there. And so the only physicality you have is your eyesight, right? So looks do matter when you're dating online. Um, but I think you have to just, you got to keep going. You got to persevere through the denials, move on quickly. Don't hold it against other people. Don't hold it against dating world. You just keep trucking. You keep moving. Don't become jaded. You just keep going. Do you listen to Tech Nine? I have no idea who Tech Nine is. Tech Nine? I have no idea who that is. Um. Hey, Captain Vicus. Sure, you got to stay a little longer because of all the donation. I am. Yeah, girl, I am. You should play some music. I like Praise by Bruno Omeda. I've been single for 15 plus years. Better off alone. I don't. That's definitely not true, Puppet Master. Life is easier with a partner, and it is cope to say otherwise. People are not better off alone. That's just not very. That's just not true. That's not a fact at all. Now you feel that way. I understand you feel that way, but life is 100% easier with a successful partner. Life is more fulfilling with a partner, um, successful partner. Um, but if things are working well for you, then great. Like I score many matches daily, but it's so disgusting. They only want to have sex with me, but in the rough, you find a few diamonds. You just gotta keep moving on, Coco. You just move on from it. I'm better off alone because no one should have to endure me. I don't know about that. I think you're worth enduring, Cypher. Maybe I'm crazy though. Perhaps I'm crazy. I find that living with another person is really hard unless the other person is very collaborative. Well, that is the entire purpose of a partnership is collaboration. what I mean, what are people doing in relationships if they're not collaborating? And I think this is one of the core issues with dating is that we have, I'm getting sentiments about being alone and being single forever, and I think that is part of the mindset that's making dating so difficult. People have, I believe, this is just my opinion, y'all. I'm sorry if y'all don't like the opinion, but y'all know I speak the fucking truth from my heart and my opinion. It is what it is. I feel like a lot of people have deluded themselves into thinking they don't need a partner. Um, you do. You just do. It's just in your nature. It's just in your nature to build relationships, right? Um, and I understand that there's a lot of situations where people have been jaded, they've been betrayed, they've been hurt, they've been degraded, they've been disrespected. The list goes on and on and on. I get that, I understand that, and I empathize with that. I've been betrayed, I've been cheated on before, I've been hurt, I've been lied to. All those things have happened to me. You're not fucking special. You're not special. This stuff happens to everybody. Okay. Um, but the magic that you experience when you find a partner that you will have conflict with and you will actually successfully work through that conflict together, being on the other side of that is beautiful. There's no other way to describe it when you find your person. And that person might just be there for a season. I'm not talking about you don't have to always find your forever person, right? Your forever person may just be the person you have for the next 10 years, right? Um, because life happens in seasons. But there's something to be said about a collaborative partnership that you have with someone where you're able to tackle life as a team, right? And the problems and the conflicts, because life is living is conflict, living is dying, right? Right? Living is dying, life is conflict. There's never any peace in life, totally. There's always friction, there's always something working against you, right? And so being able to tackle that together as a team, it makes life easier. It's just And the data bears that out, by the way. That's just not my opinion. The data bears that out, specifically financially and also in terms of when you rate people on happiness, right? Um, we definitely have a loneliness epidemic right now. Um, and a lot of that is because of the lack of committed relationships out there. So, people are a distraction. I only want brothers and associates. Friends are cheap. I own two paid off trucks. My land's paid for, cabin paid for. No one can take it from me. Learned my lesson in the first divorce. You don't have to listen. Oh my God, Puppet Master. Why did you not sign a prenup? Do you know what I mean? If all those things are things that you want to always have, sign a prenup. And prenups, listen, prenups are amazing pieces of legal documentation. I'm a big proponent of prenups. And I'm going to tell you why. Prenups are the first major hurdle of a relationship. This is the first instance in your relationship where you have to advocate not only for yourself, but for your partner, right? You have to work through a prenup as a team. And it's the first very uncomfortable conflict because negotiating is conflict. It's the first negotiation, it's the first problem that you have to solve with your partner is your prenup, right? This is also, if you're doing things right, this time period is where you're in the honeymoon phase. So you love your partner. You want the best for your partner. Your partner can do no wrong. Your partner loves you down. So, like, again, it's a little bit euphoric, right? You really, truly want the best for your partner. So, negotiating the prenup is, again, the first hurdle in your relationship. It's the first test of a relationship to see, do you have a good foundation of trust? Do you have a foundation where you are actually advocating not only for yourself, but for your partner as well, right? And if you can get through that hurdle of a prenup, then you're good. And also, the data bears that out too. The marriages that do prenups versus the marriages that don't do prenups. The data supports that stance as well. So you're better off getting a prenup. Um, I'm glad I'm alone. Well, I think that um you will change your mind about that in due time because I think everyone does eventually. No one dies on this planet being happy that they were alone. That does not exist. That doesn't exist. So eventually that mindset will change. It's just a matter of when it will change. And hopefully it's not your deathbed, right? Um you deserve a partner. You deserve a support system. You deserve um to tackle life's issues um, with a main bitch, right? With the main ninja, right? Um, everyone deserves that. I think I'm just too damn damaged. Maybe you are. Maybe you are, but I don't think you should throw the towel in. I think they mean collaboration as an easy to bed. I don't think that's what he meant, Coco. Um, Jesus was single too. He knew what was up with those demons. No one to blame me for farting. We all know who did it when I live alone. Listen, y'all. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and try to convince y'all of shit, honey. But what I will say is this: every single person on this earth does not, when they're on their deathbed, they want people around them. You know, community is in your blood. It's in the human DNA. It's it's nature. It's just your nature. And if you don't, and if you don't have that level of emotion, then there's problems. There's problems, right? Um, I'm not a doctor, but there may be some problems. Working in customer service for so long has especially put me off from people disgusting animals that don't know they're stupid are a major turnoff for me. These people deserve to be ignored. Well, also, Cypher, to be honest, I think your specific form of customer service, you know, it brings in a certain type of clientele. I have worked in customer service for 12 years, and I have the opposite perspective of you. You know, I have seen my customers literally birth children, and seeing them grow up into young adults is like, it's beautiful. Like, I've shared so many amazing moments with different families and different, relationships through my customers. I've learned so much random stuff about people through customer service. I've learned to be extremely patient through customer service. I've learned how to be assertive, um, and to hold my own. Now, luckily, I work in an environment where the customer is not right. The Our model at our restaurant is the employee's always right, because, and this is what I teach, our employees, is that um, you are the expert here on how to run this business, not the customer. And so I always advocate for employees first over customers, because the employees are the lifeblood of the business, right? There is no service without employees. And customers come and go. Customers are there. Um, I have, this is a whole other topic about Cypher got me started on something really interesting. But my philosophies on running a business um, is a little bit different than other people, because I don't always center that customer in a traditional way of like they're always right. You gotta make sure they're always fucking happy. No, 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 no. Customers, you're providing a service. You're not asking a customer to be there. You're presenting a service to the public. A customer has a problem that they know that you can potentially solve. So you're both equal parties here. There's no party has more leverage over the other. You're meeting here for a common goal, right? I know you have something that I need, and you know that you can make money off of satisfying my need, right? But in terms of that whole customer service shit, my employees know that if they ever have a conflict with a customer of mine at the restaurant, that they know that Cho is going to have their back first. Like, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt before I listen to a customer complain about my staff, because I don't play that shit. I don't play that shit, right? I support my staff first and foremost, right? If I get any, you know, um, complaints about my staff, I approach my staff and say, "Hey, this is what I heard from a customer. What's going on?" You know, and if they tell me something differently, I'm gonna believe them. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and say, "Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. I took care of it." So, why am I talking about this again? Wait. Why am I talking about this again? Um, anyway. Anyway, oh, Cypher, that's right. Because you encounter different types of clientele. And your type of clientele, I'm not shocked that you categorize them as animals. Not shocked at all. One thing I love about my dog, other than she's perfect, is that I don't need to prenup my dog. I mean, sure you don't, but I again, that's all cope. This is all cope. Um, people, human beings are social creatures. You're an animal, just like your dog is a social creature. You're a social creature, and human beings that are not social creatures typically have anti-personality disorders. I mean, typically, typically. Um, Not saying you do, but but I love my pets too. They're way more loyal than fucking humans. I don't want a partner. I don't want anyone near me like that. I only want to create art and worship God. People get in the way of that. Hmm. I think you let people get in the way of that. Cipher. I don't think people get in the way. You let them get in the way of that. You don't have to let them get in the way of creating art and worshiping God. I'm gonna die with dogs around me. The dogs will inherit everything. Good. They deserve now the dogs now listen, the dogs do deserve everything. They deserve everything because dogs are loyal to a fault. Dogs are loyal to a fault. I love that about dogs. I work at a fucking gas station. I attract only the kinds of people that we all could. Well, let's. Okay, I wasn't gonna say that until you said it, but yeah, listen, the people who work at gas stations deserve our support. They're patriots because they deal with filthy animals, and we're not talking about the dogs. You're super cool and classy. I try to be. At least tonight, I'm classy. Sometimes I'm not so classy though. Thanks for being here, Philly. What is something that you would take the customer side? What if my employee did something wrong? Obviously, Coco. If my employee did something categorically wrong, then I would take the customer side. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to fire someone. People make mistakes. I make fucking mistakes. So all that is a conversation that like, hey, um, maybe try doing this next time. Don't do with this because that led to this result, right? It's a conversation. I think what I'm trying to say, Coco, is that a lot of employees in today's society, they fear conflict with customers because they fear that their manager is going to come down really hard on them. At my establishment, there is no such fear. There's no such fear because they know I have their backs. At the end of the day, I have their backs and I'm depending on them to do a good job. I instill in them the confidence that they are the experts at running this business, not the customer. So a customer coming in there, and you guys, listen, you guys know how customers are. You got customers and Karens coming in there fucking thinking they run the fucking bitch. You don't run this bitch. I do and my staff does. So you're not going to come here telling us how to do our job. We do the job that you want service from, right? And I'm not afraid to deny service. You're not going to be rude to me. There's been some situations where, um, customers will, you'll introduce yourself to a customer, and you'll ask them how they're doing, and they'll just place an order. You know what I do? I ask them again, how are you doing today? So I'm not afraid to make things awkward. Bitch, I asked you, how are you doing today? And you will treat me with respect as a human being at my restaurant. And you will answer the question of how are you doing? If I ask you how the fuck you're doing, you're going to tell me how you're doing before I take your order. And we just talked about this as a staff the other day, which we just had this conversation because one of my staff members was complaining about how they asked the customer how they were doing. My name is so and so. How are you? Da da da. And they completely ignored the employee and just placed an order. And I told her, don't you ever allow a customer to disrespect you like that again. Do not take their order until they respond in kind to you. I don't play that shit. I do not play that shit at all. At all. At all. Not at all. Um no. No. So that's what I mean, Coco, when I say I have my customers' backs. And when you manage people like that, when you instill confidence and they know that they have the support of upper management, that enables them to do the best job that they can. Because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Right? So anyway, sorry, not to like rant, not to like rant about that, but like, I mean, listen, Cypher and I know there are shitty fucking people out there, you know, that are entitled, that are wasteful, that are greedy, that are slothful, just completely sinful, disgusting animals. There's lots of those people out there, right? And customer service will definitely expose you to those types of people. But I do think that customer service teaches a lot of great skills and it teaches you a lot about life as well. And I definitely recommend, listen, if I had a child, if I had a teenager, they wouldn't have a choice but to get a customer service job somewhere. Bitch, you're gonna work in a call center somewhere, you're gonna serve tables somewhere. Absolutely. Yes, you are. Absolutely. Fuck going to the basketball team. You can go to after school job. Yes, you can. Absolutely. You're gonna do that at least 1 year. You're gonna get that experience for a year, honey. Absolutely. Um. So yeah, customer service can be a lot, but I think it's a lot of value there as well. Hey, Leon, what's going on? Hi, Island Girl. I take care of some of our customer complaints. It's very rare that they complain about the employee. It's usually about something they think they know more about than us. That part, that part, that part, Sand, you're exactly right. It's always a customer thinking that they know something more than you. Period. Period. Um, it's all about hiring the right people and know they will be respectful when you aren't there. It's something to be proud of. I'm very proud of the way that my customer service and my employees and my staff handles customers. My restaurant is well known. It's very popular when it comes to customer service. It's pretty elite, to be honest with you. It's very elite. I'm not gonna be humble about that. I do a damn good job. I really do. I honestly do. I'm great at what I do. Um, and it's not by accident either. It's about and again, it's about relationships. Your customers. It's about building relationships and maintaining them. Retention is everything, right? What's the saying about um? What is that saying? I forget the saying. I'm not even want to try to butcher it, but retention is everything. The relationship is everything because you can have a great product, but there's lots of other establishments with great products. So listen, sorry, but your product is not that special. What's special is your relationship with your customers. That's what's special. That's what's unique. The product is not always going to be unique, right? Um, anyone can cook a fucking good steak. Okay, anyone can cook a good fucking steak. It's your relationship with your customers that's really going to take your business to the next level. Um, when I worked at Apple Retail on the phone, I had a Karen. I thought I put them on hold while I vented to my manager. When I got back on the phone, I apologized to the customer who gave me grace. Oh, but that's love that. What's the most chaotic customer you dealt with? Coco, girl, thank you for maintaining your yapper status as a member. By the way, guys, um, I'm really terrible at this, and I need to get better at this. I need to be really intentional about promoting myself financially on YouTube. I don't do it enough. Um, but I want to remind you guys that I want this to be a financial source for me, and that is why I do this. I don't get on here just to shoot the shit. I really don't. I get on YouTube to make money and to make somewhat of a living. And so it would really help to propel these streams and to ensure that they continue into the far future if you supported the stream by liking, by commenting, by sharing. Go and watch my fucking videos, right? Give a super chat every once in a while. Membership is only $1.99 a month. That's like $25 a month for one of your favorite creators who values freedom of speech, who you can be exactly who the fuck you want to be here. You can share your fucking retarded opinion here. I don't care. You know, we believe in freedom of speech. Just don't spam. But like that's what your money is supporting, right? And hopefully there's value there for you guys. If not, then don't give any money, right? Don't give to something that you're not getting any value from. But if you're getting some value from these streams, I would really appreciate if you support the community by liking, sharing, commenting, boosting me in the algorithm. That by far is the most important thing because that literally translates to money down the line. But things like becoming a member for $1.99 a month definitely helps to sustain the stream as well. Listen, I gotta pay for fucking Breezeline internet some fucking how, right? Also, $1.99 a month is super easy. It's super cheap. It's 25 bucks a month. That's literally one DoorDash delivery a year that you should forego. And judging by our overall obesity epidemic in America, you could use not ordering DoorDash for one time a year. Okay? Just saying. Um so anyway, um let's talk about my most chaotic customer that I dealt with. I would say the guy that threw a sandwich at me. Yes, I had a guy throw a sandwich at me. He ordered takeout. He ordered a takeout sandwich, right? But he wanted like half cheese, like he wanted like cheddar cheese on half the sandwich and Swiss cheese on the other half of the sandwich. It was kind of complicated. I was like, girl, what is going on? But the way he communicated the order over the phone, the way he communicated the sandwich, it's like he wanted both cheeses, right? So I think in the kitchen, they layered the entire sandwich with both cheeses. But what he wanted was he wanted half cheddar and half Swiss because he was going to split the sandwich with his wife. Okay. And apparently the wife doesn't like cheddar cheese. I don't know. It was a whole thing. She doesn't eat cheddar cheese apparently. So he picks up his food, takes his food home, and then I swear like 60 minutes later, he comes back in. I'm like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Like you were just in. He's pissed. He opens up his food. He opens up the sandwich. He slams the sandwich down. And he's like, "You put cheese all over the sandwich." And I'm thinking, well, that's what you ordered. Like, that's what you fucking ordered. That's what you ordered. And it's like, well, I wanted half on one half of the sandwich and half on the other. He's like losing his shit. Like, I could tell that he was having a day. I could tell he was having a day. He was having a cortisol spike, honey. The cortisol was spiking. He was losing his shit. I'm telling you. Um, you put the cheese all over my sandwich. My wife wanted the cheddar cheese. I wanted this cheese. Da 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 da. And she can't have this cheese. And he's spazzing the fuck out. Mind you, we're in public. We're at my restaurant. Bitches are looking. Bitches are like, what the fuck is going on over there? What is going? Why is he screaming at Cho? Like, what is going on? So I tell him, I interrupt him. I'm like, well, sir, I can make you another sandwich on the house. I'll make you another sandwich, or I'll give you a refund. It's your choice, right? He looks at me. Well, it's been a fucking hour, and I had to drive through traffic and da 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 da. And he picks up the sandwich and he says, and the cheese isn't even fucking real. And he throws the sandwich towards me. Now, the bitch didn't hit me because had he hit me with the sandwich, I would have lost it. I would have lost it. Um, but when he did that, I told him, you need to get out of here. You need to take a walk. You need to take a walk and get out of here. And luckily, as I said that, he huffed and puffed, turned around, and stormed out. But he was having a day. And again, I'm gonna just go out on a limb. 'Cause I know how people operate. That situation had nothing to do with me, and everything to do with what was going on in his life at that time. And the reason I say that is because normal human beings do not behave like that unless they're under duress. They just don't behave like that unless they're under duress mentally, right? I mean, his whole body language was like he was shaking. It's like, why are you, girl? Like, what? So, girl, and I ended up comping the meal for him too. Even after all that, I was like, the dude's batshit crazy, but I still follow my policy because I never want anyone to be, dissatisfied with their service, especially if there was a miscommunication. Even though the miscommunication was his fault, there was a miscommunication, and I take responsibility for that. So I definitely refunded him his entire meal, not just the sandwich, but his entire meal. I comped the whole thing. But what you won't do is get loud and crazy in my restaurant because I do not have to serve you. I don't have to serve you. Get the fuck out of here. And as he was leaving, I told him, take a walk. You need to leave. Take a walk. Now that was what 6 years ago that he did that. He's still a customer to this day, by the way. And he's a nice. Listen, he is the nicest man ever. I'm telling you. Trust me when I say he's the nicest man ever. His wife is lovely. His wife is lovely. He's super nice. And so again, knowing him for so many years now, 'cause I've been at the same restaurant for 10 years, decade now. Um, it's like he's the sweetest man ever. So that just reconfirms to me that he was going through the gigs that day. He was going through the gigs that day. Had nothing to do with me that day. Sandwich Nazi, no sandwich for you. I understand exactly what he wanted, but he's being ridiculous. Overreaction. Yeah, you didn't press charges. What? The sandwich didn't hit me. The sandwich didn't hit me. People get crazy over food. This isn't Subway. Bitch, it's not Subway. We don't do that ratchet shit at my restaurant. Get the fuck out of here. When angry, I usually bite my girlfriend and she bites me. We kind of just watch each other. Or hangry. Hi, Cho, I'm back. Some lady tried to OD earlier. Oh my God, the hotel stories you got, MOP. Aren't you in Chicago? No, I'm in Columbus. Hangry is a real thing. And he definitely was hangry because it was that time of day after dinner time. And so traffic is really bad around dinner time because dinner time is also people are getting off of work. So I get it. He went through traffic to get to the restaurant. He got the order. He went to traffic, you know, to go back home. He went through traffic a third time to return the sandwich and to throw it at me. And then he had to like return home in traffic again. That's 4 times of traffic. I'd want to murder somebody too. But bitch, get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. What? Girl, bye. Um, Stop. Um, can I be a mod? No, you can't. Are you gay? Absolutely not. Bangry and hungry aren't a real thing. Cho has to serve, but doesn't serve. Doesn't have serve. Jessica, I do. Some of us are a part of the rainbow basketball and baseball. They are a real thing. Okay. I'm getting tired, guys. I gotta go. I gotta go. Um, Hopefully. Oh, another question. Have you ever been a bartender? I have not been a bartender. I've only served tables in terms of customer service. Well, yeah, yeah, customer service. Um, I've worked in administration before. That's not really customer service though. But yeah, I've never been a bartender. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jessica. I'm really tired. I had a busy day today, y'all. I had a busy day. I had to volunteer in the morning. After I volunteered, I went to go pick up my kettlebell from Rogue Fitness. Rogue Fitness is a premier fitness equipment corporation, um, store, whatever. Right here in Columbus, Ohio. But you can look them up. They're like nationally known. I had no idea that I had such a company in my city. Huge facility, and their showroom is incredible. It's so fucking incredible. Their show. I had never been there before. Who would have thought? Anyway, I picked up my kettlebell from there. I'm super excited tomorrow to do my first kettlebell workout. I already have a fat ass right now, but my ass is gonna be even fatter with this kettlebell. So I'm looking forward to the workouts. I'm looking forward to the squats. After that, I played a video game with my nephew for like an hour, and that was so dramatic. Those fights were so fucking dramatic. And then after that, what did I do? Oh, I had to cook a lot. Oh, I'm having tea time tomorrow. Oh my god, guys, stop. Okay, before I go to bed, I gotta tell the story real quick. Um, so I had to do all this cooking. I had to do all this cooking and all this shopping because I'm having a friend over tomorrow. Now, I already told Discord about this, T. Listen, if you're not in the Discord, you should be in the Discord because that's where all the tea really happens. Because when I get on live, I forget about all the drama in my life, but I always tell Discord. But I was telling the Discord channel the other day how I have this friend who I'm not really friends with anymore because my partner fell out with him, but he has cancer now, and I heard he only has 2 months to live, and so now we're thinking we should invite him over for tea time. So it's like we're meeting him tomorrow for tea, and I'm breaking out the big china. I'm breaking out like the 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 Art Nouveau teapot. My Art Nouveau teapot. I'm bringing that out, and that I only bring that out when the Queen visits. So so I bought all this stuff. I bought some kale. I made um I made egg bites. I made a pico de gallo to go with the egg bites. It's a kale cheddar egg bite, really simple, really classic. No bacon. I'm gonna make a nice salad with like Granny Smith apple, carrots for that sliced thin, but it's still gonna have that crisp crunch texture. I love that so much. With a nice zesty French dressing, I'll probably do a little bit of hard boiled eggs, just something simple. And then I have like chocolate shortbread cookies as well as almond cookies as a dessert. The chocolate is great because people love chocolate, but I love to serve an almond cookie with my tea service because I feel like when you are serving desserts, you don't want anything to be super overpowering. You want the tea to be the main focus, right? And so almond cookies are the best. They're the best. Almond windmill cookies, the best. I always have those for my tea service. And so I'm breaking out my Art Nouveau um, tea set. So I'm really excited. I'll share pictures on Discord. I'll put pictures on Discord. So I'm excited about that. And it's been a long time since we spoke to this friend because my partner had a fall. I'm not gonna get into the falling out, why it happened, whose fault it was, da 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 da. But when my partner ends a friendship, bitch, you're dead to me. Um, I love the guy a lot. He's our neighbor too. I love him. The falling out had nothing to do with me, but I stopped hanging out with the guy too because my partner, was not pleased with him. So, anyway, he's coming to the house tomorrow. It's devastating. Cancer's devastating, and it really puts things into perspective when people are like getting ready to die. Life is so precious, so fragile, right? And the falling out, it's petty. It's not a big deal, in my opinion. In my opinion, in my opinion, my partner's feelings are valid, but in my opinion, not worth ending things. But here we are. Here we are. Um, Here we are. Um, so I'm having tea service tomorrow. So I had to go to the grocery store to buy all this stuff. I had to go pick up my kettlebell, and then I had to get dressed for our Valentine's Day date. We went to a jazz concert tonight. We got dressed up. Pictures are on Instagram. I put the pictures on Instagram of my outfit. Really, listen. Oh, I put them on Discord too. Um, but yeah, pictures are on Discord, all that shit. Um, and then I came home and got ready for the stream. It's been a long day. I'm tired. I'm really tired. Um, I'm really debating about getting into serving and bartending. Maybe you should on the side, David. Jessica, I haven't seen you in a while. Well, she got banned from the Discord. That's why. Coco. Good night, Cho. See you tomorrow. I'm going to coast again. Might love to be a good customer. Bring in my lady. Bring in your lady. Oh, hey, Ben. Chat to you next week or maybe sooner on Discord. Yeah, I'll be on Discord for a little bit, but I am going to go to bed. But we'll be live tomorrow. Do you like the dolphins community? I mean, dolphins are cute, aren't they? I like a dolphin. Dolphins are cute. They're really intelligent, though, dolphins. Dolphin community? I'm still on break from this. You're on break for now. We're going to try to get Jessica back in the Discord eventually. They always come back eventually. But she's on a break for now. She's on a break, extended break for now. Y'all know how this goes. Um, you have Riz. I wanted you to know that Jesus loves you. I already know that. What up, Don Lamont? When are you coming back? I like your chaos, Jessica. When Cho lets me, I will be walking in like a cowgirl, though. I will vouch for you to come back, even though I argued with you. I saw no malice, and it was quite entertaining, to be honest. Isn't LBB vetoing? There's no such thing as a veto, Coco. Um, but that being said, I do take into consideration my moderators heavily, which is why it's important that when you join my Discord community, you listen to what the fuck my mods have to say. Period. Period. Because my mods do have a lot of power and influence in the Discord channel. Listen, it's a free for all here, but on Discord, it's a different story, right? Um, So on Discord, there are rules. On YouTube, there aren't any rules other than don't spam. But Discord, there are rules that you need to abide by. There is no choice but to abide by them. And I don't lose any sleep over people getting kicked out of Discord, right? If you can't follow instructions, then that's a personal problem, right? Just follow the rules. That's all I'm asking. Listen, and it's because of you cunts, by the way. It's because of y'all that we even have rules to begin with on the Discord channel. Because if it was left up to me, we wouldn't have no fucking rules on Discord. So, I mean, listen, okay. Anyway, popped in late because I've been watching The Wire when you're streaming, but hope tea time goes well. Thank you so much, Ben. I'll take photos of tea time. I know it's go well because I love this guy. I love him so much. We always have a good time with him. My partner and him, they get along very well and they love each other. So, like, I'm happy that we get to spend some time with him, especially if he has a terminal illness. Like, that's really sad. That's really unfortunate. And I know that we'll have some great memories tomorrow. So, um, I wasn't using you personally, Coco. I was using the general you. Like, my community wanted me to have rules on Discord. Um, Thanks, Bengals. Jessica, I'm not gonna relitigate it publicly. We've talked about it privately, but you're fine, girl. Don't worry about it. We're moving on from that. It's water off a duck's back. Okay, I've moved on from it. Um, I moved on from it, so we'll reevaluate that in due time. Okay. Oh, I love my ring. I love my diamond ring. I have more carrots than Bugs Bunny. Look at all the carrots there. Look at the. I forget sometimes how shiny and blingy this diamond ring is. It's beautiful. I could never afford this. By the way, I could never afford a diamond ring like this on my own. It was given to me by my dead grandfather. So he gave it to me. Love him so much. Anyway, guys, we're gonna get going. Um, Thanks for being here tonight. Happy Valentine's Day. Love you so much, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.